Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me, as always, is my good buddy.
This is Ryan.
And this week, we are diving into the Marvel Universe, which the more that I seem to try to get into it, the more I realize that it is way more vast than I realized.
Oh yeah, the Marvel universe is pretty expansive
Like,
for sure.
holy cow.
It doesn't really help that these games kind of dive into multiple Marvel timelines with like the classic and ultimate and shit like that. Like
Yeah, that
we'll
was that
we'll,
was.
we'll talk about this
Yeah,
game.
we'll get to that. We'll
These
get to that.
games, these games.
But first, a couple things in the news. One thing I want to touch on really quickly, just to get it out of the way, is I would like to say Facebook should work on their algorithms for flagging people. And let me explain. Someone had sent me a song a few weeks ago. We had mentioned that I was, in Facebook jail, and that was why the page was quiet for a week or so. So somebody had sent me. There's a band called Slaughter to Prevail. I know
Yeah,
Ryan, you know who they are. They're
yeah,
from Russia. They're super heavy. Really like
yeah.
them.
Super
And
heavy.
my response to somebody was, "Man, fucking Russians." And I just meant that like, God, they're fucking crazy, man. They're fucking so. I can't believe that dude's voice is as deep as it is when he goes to those
Oh
gutturals.
yeah, no, for sure.
And
Like
I didn't mean anything by it. Boom, 7 day ban.
yeah.
Okay, so I took that on the chin. That's fine. Whatever. I get access back. I have access back to like my profile for like 3 days, if that.
Yeah.
And I'm on a gaming. For actually, no, no, no. I'm sorry. It was a wildlife and ecosystems group that I'm in, and it was a meme about trees eventually being able to join roots and being in love. It was like a little sweet meme
Yeah.
thing. And somebody in the comments said, "Oh, this reminds me of this," and posted this picture of two trees that were like looking like they were gonna have sex from a cartoon, and it's from Ugly Americans, the
Yeah.
old cartoon, or I'm sorry, Comedy Central
Comedy
show.
Central. Yeah.
So somebody in the comments is like, "Oh my god, I remember this show, but I can't remember what the hell the name of it was. It was so funny." So I commented. I said, "Oh, it was Ugly Americans." Boom, 30-day ban because
No,
I said
of course.
Ugly Americans, and they didn't. I tried to rebuttal it, and they didn't give me a box to type like, "Hey, the context of this was this." They didn't give me anything. It was just like, "Do you want to uh, go against this?" I was like, "Yeah," and I clicked it, and they're like, "All right, we'll review it again." So they reviewed it again, and they're like, "No, this goes against our community standards. You're banned for 30 days." Now,
Jesus
that
Christ.
being said, in those 3 days that I had access back to my account, I reported a guy who was sharing legitimately racist things, like legitimately racist,
Yep,
and
and they never go against Facebook policy or anything like that.
they said that this might offend you, but it doesn't go against Facebook.
Oh no, I run into that problem all the time when I'm going after the capitalist bootlickers that I come across on the face space.
So my whole thing is just like, where the fuck? How the fuck is that fair at all? That
Yeah,
people
no,
can be legitimate pieces of shit and it's completely all right, but like, I just make off-color comments, not even
yeah,
being, I don't know,
yeah.
and like,
It's definitely weird, and it's probably kind of like a repeat offender sort of thing too. Like
yeah,
their algorithms definitely messed up, like for sure.
yeah, I'm probably
But
on some list.
maybe you gotta think a little bit smarter, think a little more like a techie, and instead of just like, oh, answering this is Ugly Americans, post a link to the show Ugly Americans, like
Yeah,
so that way they can the algorithm in fact an actual show and has actual sources and shit like that, so they can't ban you for anti-American hate speech,
yeah,
like
yeah. Which
anti-Russian hate speech. You know, you can't drop the fucking Russians, even though that band is fucking brutal and deserves that f bomb in front of them. Like
dude, they're insane.
they're
Uh,
they're they're so nasty. I've been getting into them so hard since you fucking sent me that video. a couple weeks ago. Like
Yeah, I remember
they're
when I sent it to you. I was like, "Listen, when this thing hits, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
oh, dude.
It is
And
nasty."
you know me, I've kind of strayed away from the metal a little bit, but when I do dive into the metal, it's got to be just fucking brutal noise, and that's exactly what that was. Like that hit that button, and I was like, done. This band's great. Like,
Yeah, for sure. So yeah. So basically, the all we're getting at is Slaughter to Prevail is awesome. Facebook sucks. That's all I'm saying. And I hired the resident ghost to run the Facebook profile. So say hi to him if you want
yeah.
out there. He's not a spooky ghost. He's a friendly ghost, but his name's not Casper, so it's all good.
Oh, it's not Papa Nile, is it? Because we got him.
Eh, it might just be Papa Nile.
Did I
um,
show you my newest piece to the collection?
I don't know if you did.
I finally got my hands on it. Finally got my hands on it. It's the
Oh, is that the gold?
super the super sexy Ian Malcolm,
Yeah,
the
gold
injured
bloom.
laying on the table. Yeah.
One of my
Fu-
favorite videos on the internet is Jeff Goldblum rating Jeff Goldblum tattoos,
Yeah.
and he just gives them all 10 out of 10
I,
Goldblums.
I have to get him to rate mine because I have that scene tattooed on me. The him laying injured on the table.
I
It's
love
my rib piece. It's my rib piece. I love
it.
it.
um,
My ultimate goal is to meet him and have him sign just like right under it, and then immediately go and get it tattooed in. So I have his signature just tattooed. Right.
that would be fucking sweet. That would
He'd
be
probably
sweet.
be all for it too. Like,
He'd probably try to talk you out of it. Now, you know that this is permanent.
yeah. Oh, I know. I know. I can make it even more permanent. There's a couple companies that will, upon your death, go in and have your tattoos removed, and then they like dry them and tan them for framing so that you can keep that piece forever. It's pretty morbid shit, but
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
pretty morbid shit.
I
But if
know.
you really like someone's tattoo,
I know a dude
like,
who'll do that for $100. I'm trying to think of some gaming news. I don't remember if last week did we touch on Microsoft purchasing Bethesda, or did that happen in the last
uh,
week?
I think we touched on it a little bit, but what is it? 7.2 billion for Skyrim all
I
over again? God,
I
these guys can just keep peddling Skyrim like no big deal.
I can't remember if we just talked about that over Messenger, or if we talked about it on the show. But either way,
Yeah,
$7.2 billion or
yeah,
7.9, whatever it was.
yeah. It was quite a big
And
chunk of money for Skyrim. But good
I
news is Obsidian might be able to finally make that sequel to
New
New Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah,
Now I'm on the fence about this. I started off really worried, but now I'm on the fence, and let me explain why. So Microsoft does not have a good reputation of buying studios and them succeeding.
yeah,
Lionhead Studios, the games that did Fable,
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Uh,
They fucking
Rare,
shit to bed. Yeah,
Rare's gone. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, so on that vein, I'm a little worried, but I think that Bethesda and ID Software that does Doom, they are so big that Microsoft can't really fuck them up too
Yeah,
bad.
no, that's probably the thing right there is that they are already too big to actually like bottom out. The only thing I can think of is they just absolutely run the studios to shit where the game quality absolutely drops off and then people just stop buying the game, stop playing the games.
Yeah. Um, my other thought on the good side of it, and if you're listening, Mike from Factory Sealed, hello, it's my sexy voice that you really like, and I'm going to agree with you right quick. Xbox's Game Pass is fucking astounding. Now, you don't even
It
have
is.
to have an Xbox.
No.
I pay for the PC version. I got the trial version right now, and when it clicks over to October 1st and I have all of my bandwidth, I am downloading Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm going to check that shit out. But that's
Are you
beside the
checking
point.
out like the Bare Essential package?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the Game Pass one. Because
So
I know they also have the like Ultimate Edition out there that has so much more than
yeah,
what the
so
basic bare bones comes.
the
But
the the Ultimate Editions and stuff, they add a lot of popular airports.
Yeah.
But in the base game, there's still like something like 37,000 airports,
Oh yeah.
and they said that
No.
even the small town airports. So, dude, if I can fly out of Keystone,
Yeah, no, you'll be able to fly.
that
Like,
would
I
be
don't
so
know if
dope.
you
Or
might be
even
able to set it
Gainesville.
up to fly. Yeah, you might be able to set it up to actually fly from your hometown. Like,
Yeah, I think it'd be cool, man. I'll fly
I
over my house
have
and
you
check it out.
played have you played the simulators and stuff at all before?
The last flight simulator that I played was in technology class in high school
Oh man, so you're pretty far behind.
years ago. But it was
Oh yeah,
Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was just
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. And I think the last one that I was playing around with was X. I think it was
Yeah,
Simulator X,
that was the last one.
and we had that set up at the aviation museum that I was working at just a couple years ago. And God, that they're so fucking fun. But goddamn, if you don't know how to fucking pilot an aircraft, they're so fucking hard.
Dude,
Like,
something I read about and then I went and checked it out was on Twitch. You can find like legit pilots that do. They have the stick and all of that,
yeah.
and they'll be like, all right, we're flying from Denver to L.A. and people sitting. They're like, hey, can we swing? Can we fly by this and this? And he's like, yeah, sure. So like he'll take little detours and show. Dude, it's
Oh yeah.
freaking sweet.
One of my favorite rabbit holes to fall down on YouTube is to pull up the flight simulator gameplay videos and stuff. And I love listening to the people who go in on the servers and don't even fly. They just like sit there and pretend they're like air traffic control. They pull up everyone's information on the screen and they're like, you are flying on the wrong flight path. You don't have the clearance to use this runway, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're all super professional, talking straight up like actual air traffic controllers would, with all the actual lingo and shit. Like,
That's
it's
awesome.
it's it's fucking hilarious. It really is.
So, like, okay, so what? So that game normally is $60, but I can download it and play it for $9.99 a month. Or right now, I think I paid $4.99 because there's
Yeah,
like some special going on. But
yeah.
you have access to all these games, and what brings me back to the Bethesda thing is all these Bethesda games are going to be on Game Pass. Elder Scrolls 6, day one when it comes out, will be available on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Starfield, whatever that other thing they're working on, they
Oh, I just saw today that they had some leaked images and screenshots from that game. Like,
really.
yeah.
Ooh, I need to look up
Uh,
that.
yeah, I'll shoot you something over on Messenger after we're done here.
Yes,
But
please do.
it looks great. Like,
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna lie.
they're
Like,
taking on space. It'd be interesting.
I'm intrigued.
Uh, so there's that, So I mean, it's a double-edged sword where it's like Microsoft is doing a lot of good right now,
Yeah.
but they don't have a great track record. So hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe with this, acquisition, they can make up for the other times that they fucked up, and they can just be like, hey, here's a bunch of money. Make the games that you want. I did see a meme that was hilarious. It was like a little kindergartner coloring in a thing, and she was like pouting and crying, and it said Bethesda when Microsoft makes them actually finish their games before releasing them.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Um, Other game news. I know I caught you on it on Discord when I jumped in here, but No Man's Sky's newest update has
Badass.
me full blown in that I'm going to load it up on the PS4 and install this latest update and probably start throwing some regular time into that.
It's pretty wild, dude. That game is truly a testament to developers being convinced that their game will be good. They're just going to stick with it
Oh
and keep
yeah, no,
working
for
on it.
sure. I'm glad they stuck with it. It's been 7 years now, 8 years
No,
now.
God no. God no. No, no, no. It's been like 4 years, if that, maybe 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
I swear.
When did No Man's Sky come out? Come on,
Uh,
Google.
I believe in 2016. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2016. But my whole thing is that everything that they've done to update the game has been free.
Oh yeah, it was 2016. But they've been working on it for a lot longer than the release date.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
in the last
But
4 years, they've taken that game from something that people really
they went
fucking
from
hated.
millions of downloads and millions of plays to like literally one online, and now it's coming back in a big way. Like everything they promised so much stuff that people were all about it. They were on that hype train, and then when it wasn't there, they got so pissed off. But th- these these guys have created this great game that they are slowly building into a classic. Like,
Yeah, dude.
if they can just keep updating this game and keep moving it with like further, especially on like the PC end, not necessarily the consoles and stuff, but I can see this game never dying as long as they keep advancing like the updates and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
mean, an infinite universe essentially. How many, like 16 quadrillion planets or something like
it's
that?
more than that now.
Yeah, but give me that. Thank you. But yeah, they have so much space and so much room to do whatever the fuck they want. Like,
Yeah, it's quite fucking wild.
I'm waiting for like the next update or an update where they throw in like a war between some alien races and shit that you get caught in
That would be
or
cool.
have to deal with. Yeah,
I
but
would really. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I would really like to see them start adding in like procedural colonies
Yes,
or
absolutely.
something. Even if it doesn't cover a huge area, even if it's just the size of 10 base plots or whatever. Just make
Yeah.
it like a little common area where it's like there's some people living, and like not everybody's gonna live on the space station. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah,
But
they need to start colonizing planets. I want to start seeing stuff like cybernetic planets where it's all AI, or like metropolis planets where the entire planet has been built up in just like one mega city, shit
well,
like that.
you will land on some planets that look like they're made of electronics and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're like oddities. Um, so before we get into the Marvel stuff, there's one other thing I wanted to touch on with you. And have you heard about this game Among Us?
Is that the one with the imposter
Yes.
and shit? All the memes I've been seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I've seen the memes
All right.
and I've seen the shit on TikTok and Facebook and
Let me
Twitter.
let me tell you about it. So I'm on the Tadpog Discord the other day, and his name on there is Turtle Bear Man, and God, I think that was Nate, and Ice Brand was Willie. They're brothers. I might have them mixed up, so I'm gonna call them Turtle and Ice Brand. So Turtle's like, I want to play this game with y'all, and I'm willing to buy up to 4 keys for people who don't have it. So I said, well, I don't have it, but I would totally be down to play it. But I'd feel bad if you bought it for me. And he said, nah, man, Tadpog Nation's awesome. Somebody gave me a Super Nintendo for free, so I'm just paying it forward.
Yeah.
So he bought me a copy of the game. So later on that night, this was Thursday night, I got on IndyCat, Dave from Tadpog, Turtle, Icebrand, Zalnop, Grim, and there was an 8th person that I can't remember, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm leaving somebody out, but I love them all, regardless of who it was. So it was Nate. No, I'm sorry, it was Paul Pig. Paul Pig. So we all played, and we started about 10:30 Eastern time, and by the time we finished, it was 6 a.m. Dude, you want to talk about a fun fucking time? Oh my god, is that game a blast when you've got friends to
Yeah.
play with?
So it's on the Family Share catalog.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
yeah, and you can just connect online. Basically, you're like little dudes, and
Yeah.
when you go into the game, it either tells you if you're a crewmate or if you're the imposter.
Yeah.
If you're a crewmate, all the crewmates' jobs are to run around and get all of their tasks done before you all get killed by the imposter.
Yeah.
Or imposters. You can set to 1 or 2 imposters. Um, and you can kill people in some interesting fucking ways. I really enjoyed being the imposter, and they said that I was MVP imposter of the night because I was real slick with my shit. There was one time, and Indy Cat was a younger player, so I kind of just pulled the adult card almost, in a way. Like, I ran up and I killed somebody, and he ran right up on us, right?
Yeah.
And he reports the body, because when you find a body, you can report it. And he was like, Dalton killed Zhao. And I went, now hold on. I said, I ran up on this body with you standing next to it, and then you reported it to try to save your own ass. Don't even try. And I actually talked my way out of that, and they voted him off, and he floated off in space, and they were like, he was not the imposter, and they were like, oh shit. So I got to kill one more person before they ran to the emergency button because you all
Yeah.
start off around this table. So as soon as
Yeah.
it started, I just killed somebody else, and they were like, yeah, it's him.
That's cool.
It's a really fun game, dude. I had a lot of
No,
fun.
sir. Give me that.
I had a lot of fun.
Give me that. No, give it to me. Thank you. Give me that. Thank you. He found the PlayStation games, and he was about to manhandle.
Oh yeah, no, Persona 5. No, that should be up there with Mr. Malcolm. What are you talking about?
Remy, give me that. Sir. Sir. No, give me that. Give that to me. That game was expensive. Give it to me. Thank you. Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it. You leave that PS4 alone. God, 1-year-olds. 1-year-olds. They're like drunk people
Yeah.
with no communication skill. Well, he can communicate. He just doesn't know words yet. But
Well, do you have anything else to touch on before we jump into the Marvel?
no, I'm not really much in the gaming world as far as I've seen lately.
Yeah, I haven't seen much myself, other than I know Tokyo
Oh,
Game Show is going on right now,
I
but
did see a couple Pokemon updates. I think they're on a new update patch for Sword and Shield.
oh yeah,
They're adding all of the Pokemon known to date to one of the regions.
no shit.
Yeah.
I gotta look
And
into
then,
that too.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to buy a fucking expansion pack to be able to get to them though.
I pre-ordered that expansion bundle before the Isle of Armor came out.
Yeah,
So I have that other one coming,
nice,
I think at the end of November as well.
nice.
So
I need to find a fucking job so I can get some of these things, but that's a
you gotta
story.
get
That's
out
a
of
story
you
for
gotta
another
get
time.
out of Keystone. You gotta get out of Keystone.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you start because I've got my thoughts on these games, and yeah, you go ahead first.
Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. Hold on one second. I gotta take a little
No,
technical break.
you're good. I can cut this part out.
Yeah.
And standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. See, this is what you get when you watch the YouTube version because I am far too lazy to edit the video part of this. Oh, but I'm gonna have to edit out me hitting the bowl. I'll put something over it.
All right,
Otherwise,
we're back. We're back.
I was just saying that this is the beauty of what you get usually when you watch the YouTube version because I'm really lazy about editing video.
Oh
But then I
yeah, for
remembered
sure.
I did something on camera that I'll have to cover up, so I have to edit it
Yeah,
anyway.
the beauty of the YouTube videos or joining our Discord server
Yeah.
and popping in on these, like lots of it's a couple years it so, but yeah,
So,
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. I remember good old maybe the end of my first year going into my second year of the Navy when Ultimate Alliance 1 came out. Super stoked about it. One of my workers, one of the guys I worked with at my station, went out. We picked this game up at the midnight release at GameStop, and we were so stoked about it. We played it all night, finished that game that night. Super short, super short. We were not expecting that. And our love for the comics and the characters was there. We're glad that some characters were included, such like Moon Knight and shit
Yes,
like yeah,
it's my dog. We'll get there.
yeah, yeah. There it was great, but I mean, other than it just being like the Marvel universe, I don't really have great things to say about this game. Like,
So, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and cover one first.
yeah,
So, one to me, I used to play it back in the day with a couple friends, and this is a game that is a lot more fun with friends.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely a multiplayer game.
It reminds me very much so of Dark Alliance,
Yeah,
like Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance 1 and 2.
yeah, no, for sure. But
Uh,
this game definitely plays better as a multiplayer for sure. Playing it single player, you can put together some pretty cool teams, but the fact that you're only like controlling one of them and it doesn't spread out like it could on multiplayer and stuff, it
yeah,
just makes
and
it pretty streamlined and almost clunky for me.
yeah, the
Like,
PC or not the PC, but the NPC AIs are
mhm.
just it would be a lot better. It would almost be like the heroes would have more character being played by actual people.
Yeah, no, for sure. The NPC AI is got like a fucking D&D stat block of 10. It's got a 0 in intelligence. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for real. And so I had to jump through some hoops. These are not great ports in the slightest. I think Activision kind of dropped the ball. I believe it was Activision. Um, they really dropped the ball. Like, if you want to play with a controller, which is how I was used to playing these games, you have to have a wired Xbox 360 controller.
hmm.
I tried it with the new Austin Powers controller I
Yeah.
have, and it didn't work. It worked kinda. I know you used your PS4 controller, so you know what I mean. That was like A was square,
Yeah.
and and the weird
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, my cross button was like A and X was my box button. Some of the buttons were just weird placed for me, like, but I didn't really have any problems with my controller. I think it's just running into my laptop again, not being. I was lagging on some of the animated cutscenes and shit like that.
That wasn't your laptop, dude. It's just bad
Oh,
porting
that
because
just bad for it.
it
Okay.
it would do little cuts and audio things on my end too, and I know my computer can run this fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I know I had to open and close the program a couple times because the audio was coming through like tin can for a while, and then just
yeah,
one time I opened it again and everything was fine.
that was especially bad about the second one. I actually went online and found a goddamn patch and
Yeah.
downloaded a gigabyte patch that fixed the sound and supposed to fix controller stuff, but it didn't really fix controller stuff. But it did fix the
Yeah.
sound issue.
Okay. That's good at least.
But yeah, the first game, I enjoyed the first game more in some aspects and less in other aspects. More because it had more of the heroes that I really like.
Yeah.
It had Moon Knight for
Yeah.
one, and like my team, I think was Moon Knight, Wolverine, Deadpool, and Spider Man.
That's a
And
pretty solid team. That's a pretty fast team. That's you were going around speed and like combo hits and shit like
fucking
that.
people up, dog.
I went the exact opposite. My main team that I used most of the time was fucking heavy hitters. I had Thing, I had Colossus, I had Thor, and then I threw Deadpool in there just for shits and gigs because his dialogue's fucking funny.
Yes, he
Like,
is. He is.
yeah,
uh,
but I primarily played as Thor, and god damn, you can beef up these characters pretty fucking quick
yeah,
if you know
and
if you know what you're doing.
that
Like,
was another thing I liked more about the first game was that it reminded me more. It had more RPG elements as far as the characters go.
yeah,
Whereas in the second game, which I know we'll touch on in a few minutes, it really seemed to me more like Devil May Cry meets
yeah, no, for
like
sure.
it was a lot more fast paced. It was your upgrades were more like just add a little bit to your damage or this kind of stuff instead of like
Yeah,
upgrading your characters themselves and their power. I don't know.
yeah. I really like. I enjoy the story for one, but it could have been so much better. the fact that they chose Doctor Doom to be the main antagonist for one is fantastic. Like Doctor
Yeah,
Doom's he's like my all-time favorite villain from the Marvel verse. But
he's super cool.
they bitched out some other villains throughout this game. There's like no reason why Fin Fang Foom should be a fucking early Act 1
One of the
villain.
first bosses you
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no reason why he should be an early boss. And there was a couple other ones that I was just like, God damn, you did these characters so dirty. Like,
Well, they throw Modoc at you really early too.
yeah, Modoc's a bitch. Like,
I didn't expect them to
I
see them that early in the game.
I'm waiting for a decent Modoc arc or a decent Modoc storyline where he's super intelligence, like embodied. Like,
Isn't
there's no
it?
reason why he should be like bitched out. It should be like some super like psychological, like almost spy thriller to figure out that it's fucking Modoc.
Doesn't
Like,
it? Doesn't it sound? Or doesn't it stand for like machine only driven on kills or something like that?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never remember it off the top of my head
The
because God, they do Modoc so dirty.
the
Like,
podcast ghosts are yelling at us right now. No, this is what it stands for. But
yeah,
that's what they call it now. Podcast ghosts. I have
yeah,
been one. It's crazy.
yeah.
But also they throw Mysterio at you really early on, and I thought I remember him being a big deal.
And
But I
then
might have just been what I read.
Mysterio was kind of like a big deal from like the Spider-Man animated things. He was like one of the more popular villains and stuff. But let's be real, Mysterio is kind of on the lower end of the villain scale.
No, see, I don't know.
He can do some stuff, but like his character biography before becoming Mysterio, he was a special effects artist. So most of his gadgets and gizmos and costume are special effects. Like,
Hmm.
that's what he does. And like eventually he learns like I think it's like telepathy or at some point, or he like some form of mind control. Like, I know one of the more serious arcs for like Wolverine is Mysterio had like convinced Wolverine's mind that he was killing a bunch of enemies when in fact he was killing the entire X-Men team. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, no, it's brutal. Absolutely fucking brutal. I think it was the Old Man Logan actually. I think that was part of that story arc. But
See, my experience in comics is about as equal to your experience with gaming. Like, I enjoy
yeah.
it and I've dipped in it, but I'm not real deep into it. I want to be. I want to
Yeah.
learn as much as I can, but
Yeah,
there's so much. And then we touched on that
there's
in the
so much.
beginning.
Yeah, there's so much, and I I'll just keep sending you links for stuff. You have questions. One of my favorite things to do is when I buy comics, I don't even take them out of the the bags, out of the backings and bags and stuff. I'll buy comics, put them away immediately, and then find them online and read them digitally.
Yeah,
Like,
I've got a bunch of comics that I've never
yeah.
even taken them out of the plastic when I bought them.
Yeah. And then I sent you that link the other night for the Moon Knight stuff because you said you really wanted to get into Moon Knight and see what he was all about and everything like that.
Yeah,
And that link I sent you is actually pretty cool because it covers every single like publication arc all the way back to the original.
yeah,
And they're all complete too. So you can read from like Moon Knight 1 in like 1986 or something like that all the way through.
that's rad. That's right. I really think Moon Knight's a cool character, dude. Like your powers being based on the moon phases, and like you get stronger and weaker as the moon does its thing. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, he's definitely underrated. Like,
Yeah, I think he could be a character who like these days they could maybe not make a movie about, but I mean I guess it could be a movie. But I would like to
I
see
know
him more like a series.
they have rumors for him joining the MCU in some capacity, but I'm not sure what they want. But I would love to see a series where it's like 4 seasons and each season is based on a different phase of the moon.
Yeah, that can be cool. Or they do one season, which I'm sure they would probably do, and but do one season and have it be like maybe 20 episodes, and every 5 episodes is like a different uh, moon phase.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We'll see when that comes to. But he was definitely my main character. I switched between him and Wolverine a lot.
Yeah.
I had
But
Deadpool in my party, but I didn't use him much because I couldn't get his controls down really. But
yeah. Um that was another thing that I like. I had a little bitch about the game is some of the characters were hard to control.
Yeah.
As far as like attacking and stuff goes. And I wish they could like have been a little more true with some of the characters' abilities, like having some of them more resistant to certain types of attacks. Like, the Thing and Colossus and Thor aren't really going to take much melee damage.
The
They
thing,
may take some other types of like damage, but
should
it's
not be knocked over by some random dude's uppercut.
yeah, no, for sure.
You know, and like, there's
Absolutely.
just little things like that. And I forgot how much I fucking hate the Atlantis level. God, I hate the Atlantis level in Ultimate Universe 1 or Ultimate
Yeah.
Alliance 1.
Yeah, that one was a bitch.
It
For
is
sure.
such a pain in the ass. Such a pain in the ass. And the bosses are just oh no, I dislike it strongly.
Yeah.
Um let's go ahead. I mean, we've pretty much touched on everything I want to touch on in one.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of story. It's like Doctor Doom gathers up all the villains and you have to fight through them all to get to the end to fight Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Totally a
Uh,
Doctor Doom move, by the way. Fucking love Doom. He's great.
I
He's great.
know when I went, you're gonna laugh at this, but my biggest memory of Doctor Doom is seeing a big mural of him in the Hulk ride at Universal Studios
Yeah.
because he's supposed to be the bad guy of that ride is Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And then I think they also have Doctor Doom's Death Drop, and it's just one of those things that takes you up and then drops you down.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like that whole area of Universal
They
Studios.
they better do him justice when they introduce him to the MCU because the first two versions of him across the Fantastic Four movies that have already been out have just been god awful.
Well, the Fantastic Four movies were god awful, weren't they?
Yeah. I liked 1 and 2 just because they were Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And God, you gotta love Chris Evans. Like, but they were by no means great. Like they were pretty god awful movies. But
It's nice that Chris Evans and Ryan Reynolds were able to release subpar superhero movies, but able to come back and redeem themselves.
I wouldn't call Captain America a redemption for Chris Evans because he has done so many other comic book movies in between those that he I think he redeemed himself as Scott Pilgrim. He redeemed himself as Snowpiercer. He redeemed himself with The Losers. Like
Yeah, see,
he
you're
did.
naming a bunch of shit I don't know.
Oh my God, they're so fucking good. They're so fucking good. And like everyone loves his portrayal of Captain America. And they're like, "Oh, he redeemed himself." It's like you are obviously a fucking comic book noob if you
Oh yeah,
haven't like even touched on these other fucking titles.
this
Like,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I know of Scott Pilgrim, but I have no
yeah.
idea what it is about.
But Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern, and then Deadpool. He was made to be Deadpool. They're both Canadian. They're both sarcastic assholes. Like
Yeah, I was telling you that playing these games, it's very strange not to hear his voice, like
it's
when you're playing
iconic
as
now.
Deadpool. Yeah,
It's iconic now.
and
For
I
sure.
think that once we get to the actual Deadpool game, which I have, it's gonna be strange not hearing his voice too. But
It depends
it'll
on
be
who
cool.
they got as the voice actor because I've been watching the animated stuff and there's one voice actor that they use quite a bit for Deadpool and some of the other Marvel things, and he's great too. He's
Oh,
great
well,
too.
good, well,
But I
good.
mean, it's not the Ryan Reynolds version, which obviously everyone loves at this point. But
I got you.
number
So
two,
yeah,
this storyline had so much potential,
a
and
lot.
they kind of let it down. Like this game was even shorter than the first one. This game,
First game.
they probably cut about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of actual gameplay off of this one
Well, the first
as
one
compared to
was
one.
13 and a half hours. This one is
Yeah,
9 hours.
yeah. So they cut like oh goddamn, almost 5 hours off of gameplay.
Yeah.
And the storyline they used for two, this game should have been so much longer. Like they are touching on the Marvel Civil War arc in the comics, and I know that like series itself was a small, like it was like a 10 issue arc or whatever, but it spilled out into individual runs and individual lines and everything like that. It was a major crossover thing, and it pretty much touched the entire Marvel verse. And
What
they
bothered
did it
me
so dirty.
what bothered me about it is like you're getting at, it seems rushed.
Yeah, for sure.
Like to me, the Civil War storyline would play out better over a more RPG-esque game,
Absolutely.
as opposed to an action game. Which, what we touched on earlier, is that this game took what I consider to be a departure from the first one. The
Yeah.
first one was like I said, like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. That's what it reminded me of. This second
Yeah.
one really reminded me of like a knockoff of Devil May Cry, but you have four characters that have powers.
Yeah.
And because it was just fast paced, action, action, action. They're just waves of enemies coming at you.
I kind of like Devil May Cry. I was thinking that this almost played kind of like the Hyper Dimension Neptunia or whatever that we had played
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, just way
It,
more
it
fleshed out.
yeah, is pretty much just a hack and slash with your favorite Marvel characters. Like,
Yeah, and it seemed like every time I would go onto a mission, they would just try to cram as many heroes and story elements in as much as possible. Now I get it.
yeah,
I get it. When this game came out, they only had a certain amount of space that they were working with. Games, this I think this came out for PS3 and Xbox 360, so they only had
yeah,
that much to work with. Now, it looks fantastic on PC. I'll give them
yeah.
that. But again, this port, in my opinion, was garbage.
Yeah, they didn't port either of these titles very
No.
well, and I ran into like the same audio issues with you on number two, where it was like tin canned
Well,
all over again.
it wasn't even, well, on my end. It was the not only no, blah, God damn, I can't talk. Not only the tin can thing, but everything would crackle. Like
Oh,
when they would talk, it would crack like you were talking over a CB radio. It
oh
crackled
shit.
all the time,
Yeah,
and it was bad, like a
yeah,
CB with bad signal. So I was like, to the point that I almost, if I couldn't have found a patch, I probably would have said fuck that game
yeah.
because it
No,
was
I
just
get it.
hurting my ears. I guess I could have just turned it down, but then you lose all the stuff
Yeah,
going on. But it played smoothly. The sound was terrible. It had the exact same controller problem as number one. The
yeah.
only controller that worked was my wired 360 controller.
Wow.
So
Um,
strange.
I think the only thing that I really enjoyed about this gameplay and like the gameplay through the story is that you can go one of two ways based on the Civil War story. You can go pro Superhero Registration Act or anti Superhero Registration Act. And I think that adds like that alone, being able to choose which path you go should have made this gameplay much, much larger. Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
I had higher hopes for these games, to be honest with you.
I mean, I played them both when they both dropped as new ones, but
In their
I enjoyed
day,
them. Yeah, I enjoyed them because they were great in their day and they had all of my Marvel characters that I absolutely love. But they were almost hot garbage to the point where I almost like kind of forgot about them. They sat in the back of my subconscious. They were never games that I wanted to pick up and play again. Like,
yeah, and this game's got like, I don't, God, what was it, like 140? No, I'm sorry. The first game had 140 characters. I don't remember how many the second game has. It's just so much in such a little amount of time, and especially in number two, like we said, 1 minute I'm fighting the Shocker,
yeah,
and the next minute I'm fighting Captain America, who then runs away, and then I'm fighting, God, what's his name? Giant, giant man, big.
Giant Man.
I don't know if it was Giant Man. He turned into a giant, huge dude, but it wasn't Colossus. It was
Yeah, no, Colossus is the metal mutant.
that's right.
Uh, Giant Man is Ant Man. With his suit, he can go either Ant Man or Giant Man. He can expand or contract.
Well,
Like,
this was a black guy.
Oh,
But it wasn't Giant Man. But I know like that was like his name. He was like one of the bosses.
let's see.
It's gonna bother me. Hold on, let me see. Goliath.
Goliath?
It was Goliath. I knew his name had something to do with being big. Yeah, it was Goliath.
Hmm.
And then I also think I never knew, and I'm sure you're gonna scoff at this, but one of the guys from Twisted got his name from Marvel because one of the dudes goes by Jamie Madrox,
Yeah.
which is Multiple Man. I did not know until I played this game. So this game
Yeah.
did teach me some things. I thought Prodigy was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really liked him. There were a few different bosses that I thought were really fun, and the boss fights were well put together. But it's got to be when it comes to hack and slash games, there's got to be something that draws me in and keeps me interested.
Yeah.
And honestly, these while being compelling because I love superheroes and everything, they didn't grab me. They It almost made me wish that I had three other people sitting here because I feel like I would have enjoyed the game a hell of a lot more playing with friends.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was fun overall. I just don't think that the PC ports are good. I think if you're going to play these, find a way to play it other ways, or get Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Nintendo Switch.
I have to pick that up still and play it, but I have a buddy who picked it up and he he enjoys it, but it's similar feelings to how we are talking about 1 and 2 right now. Like obviously it's not bad quality because it's the Switch version. It's not a port or anything
Yeah,
like that. But he says it's
it's,
super simple.
it's just another
Like,
Marvel game.
yeah.
I think from what I've played, that the DC games are better. The Batman, the Arkham series, dude,
Oh, the Arkham series they're fantastic.
so
They're
good. But
great.
I don't even
They're
know if you
great.
can compare them
They're great.
because they're so good.
Yeah.
You got anything else about the Ultimate Alliance games?
Mm, not
Oh,
really. I mean,
I will tell you real quick. My team in two
yeah,
fluctuated,
yeah,
but I did enjoy using Black Panther, Juggernaut, Carnage, and Psylocke for a while.
yeah.
And then I think when I finished up, my team was um, Wolverine, Black Panther, Gambit, and Spider Man.
Yeah.
Again, just speed.
That's yeah. I went Thor, Gambit, Daredevil, and Blade.
Nice.
I think were the main ones I used. I did use Sentry quite a bit. I did use Psylocke quite a bit. Um, but again, Thor and Gambit.
Well, obviously, I knew you'd pick them.
Yeah, yeah. Those two are my guys for sure.
So, couple things. One thing I haven't even brought up to you. So, I ran Steamy from here, and I have put together through our random list, horror games. I took all
Oh
of our horror
fuck, that's
games,
right. That's right.
threw
It
them
is
into the thing.
October. It is
And
going to be October.
it
God
is
damn it.
coming up on October.
God damn it. My beard's gonna be gray by the time we're done with this month.
Well,
The month of October.
I think. Well, I can only speak for one of the games. One of the games isn't going to scare you more than it's just going to get you in the mood for Halloween.
No.
But I can't promise anything for some. Okay, so let's just get into it first. First and foremost, I have a game to give away for this month.
Oh, we have a couple games. I have I have a couple extra keys for first person shooter Rise of the Triad.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll have to set that up as well.
Well, for this month, sticking with the horror theme, I want to give
Yeah.
away a key for the game Lust for Darkness.
Hmm.
And in order to do that over this next month, I want you guys, listeners, I'm going to do it this way. And if we don't get anybody that enters, then I will just find something else to do with the key. But if you would like the key for Lust for Darkness, give us your favorite Halloween memory. And if you don't have one, give us, or you can give us both of these, give us your favorite horror game memory. Like, be it playing the first Resident Evil or like a game that really scared the shit out of you. I'll give you one of mine, playing the game Outlast on two separate occasions. One occasion was me and our buddies Danny and Shane sitting on a couch of mine, and we were playing Outlast, and this jump scare happened, and it made all three of us jump at the same time, and the couch flipped backwards.
Oh shit!
And then another time, when I beat Outlast, I was at my friend Taylor's house, Hyperpixie Gaming, and me, her, yeah, right. Name drop, boom. She'll feel good that she's considered a name drop. So it was me, her boyfriend, and his boyfriend's sister, who I was dating at the time. Or it might have been when me and her were first hanging out. It doesn't matter. We were playing Outlast, and that game, if you don't know much about it, you can't attack. You can run, hide, or die.
Oh, that sounds awful. That's like
very
kind of
scary.
like Corpse Party.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
But this is a fully rendered 3D game.
Yeah, I
And
don't wanna do
terrifying.
that.
You're in an old asylum. Oh, dude,
Don't
it's
wanna do
horrifying.
Don't want to do that.
I have this vivid memory of sitting on the couch with Cassie and watching Taylor just like scream, but nothing's coming out, just trying to run away from this dude who's chasing her, and she's just like,
Nope. Couldn't do it.
dude, it was so funny. Oh my
Couldn't
god.
do it.
So-
Not at all.
If you want to throw us your favorite Halloween or horror game memories this month, we will enter your name into a drawing for a Steam key for the game Lust for Darkness.
Yeah.
And then next month, fuck it, we'll give away the Rise of a Triad stuff for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
or something. We'll figure it out. But
We'll figure it out.
our games for this month, because I lined up the whole month.
No.
First off, and you're gonna be like, why is this? It's Doki Doki Literature Club.
No.
Now,
You've talked about this game before.
yeah. So all I'm gonna say is it is not what it seems.
Yeah.
There's a lot of text because it's a visual novel.
Fine.
But hear me out. It is not it is not what it seems.
Okay.
You're gonna start playing this and be like, "Oh, this is just one of those stupid Japanese sim games," but it's not. You just need to stick
Okay.
with it.
Yeah.
And I almost to the point that like once you're an hour or two in, I want you to play it on Discord so I can watch you, like just because of how creepy it gets. So
Okay.
we're gonna combine that because that game's only about 4 to 5 hours long, maybe 5.5 if you push it.
Yeah.
So we're going to combine that with this game in our list called Through the Woods. I know nothing about it other than it's about 2.5 hours long.
Never even heard of it. So it probably Through the Woods. Probably going to be terrifying. Some Blair Witch shit.
That's what
like,
I was thinking too.
Some Blair Witch, Slender Man shit. Like,
So that'll be our next week. The week after
Yeah.
that, Resident Evil 7.
yeah, fuck that. God. We're gonna have to get the guys from Maelstrom Radio onto the Discord server so I can fucking stream that.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I know they want to see my reactions to the fucking horror elements.
Yeah,
Like
for sure. I know I'm going to probably shit my pants playing it.
my anxiety's already up, and I haven't even fucking started Resident Evil 7.
Oh,
But
man.
I'm telling you, the day I bought it, I got about 20-25 minutes into it, and I had to turn it off. Like I couldn't
And
do it.
if I really wanted to, and I'm not going to because I can't do it on PC, but if I wanted to on my PS4, there's a VR version of it.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh my god, why would you even consider doing that to me? Like,
Yeah, that would be
I swear.
intense.
I'm probably gonna have to pull Corinne in on the episode as a special guest co-host because she might be taking the controller away from me. Like,
Well, that's cool. I would love for her to check out Doki Doki with you too, because I think
Yeah.
she would be equally mind blown with that game.
yeah,
So after Resident Evil 7, there's a possibility that this game is going to take up the last 2 weeks.
yeah,
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh, that's on sale right now on Humble Bundle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I might have to pick that up. Is that on your Steam library or is that like a GOG game?
It is. It's on my Steam library.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there is. If you have any issues, when we get to that playing it, there is a like an unofficial patch type thing that I can send you, and
Okay.
it'll fix all the issues right up.
Okay.
Game is a cult classic. Apparently, I don't. I've played it a little bit. I don't know too much about it, but I know that there is a sequel coming out to it soon that looks absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculously good.
That's cool.
So I am interested in playing this first one, and it's actually the second game in the Vampire the Masquerade series. The first one is also on our list called Vampire the Masquerade Redemption.
No.
Now,
Gotcha.
you do know too that this is based on tabletop. Vampire the Masquerade is a tabletop thing,
Yeah.
which I always thought would be cool to run a game in that, but nobody else did. Like Caleb and those guys weren't really interested in doing it, so. But I thought it would be cool to do the whole dark, werewolf vampire type aesthetic.
Yeah.
But so if we complete, because that game's 22 and a half hours about. So
Yeah.
if I'm able to complete that in a week, we'll cover that. I'm assuming it's going to be 2 weeks. I'm not
Yeah.
100%. But if we do have 1 week left over, then we will play 35 millimeter.
I don't know about that one either.
I don't know either. It's another game I got in a bundle. It's a horror game.
Gotcha.
Now, I might.
We should just like buy like Friday the 13th or something, just for that old Halloween slasher shit. And
Now, I
if
have a
we got time
game.
for that.
Hold on one second, because I have a game in my library that is Friday the 13th, but it's different. It's Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. I think you play as Jason, and you have to do these puzzles to get to the people and kill them all. I don't really know how to. I've never played it, but I just know it's in my library.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, I am super stoked for all of the games this month. Really, like it.
Yeah.
The couple that I don't know what they are. Resident Evil 7. I'm interested in finally getting the nuts up and playing that because I've wanted to, but
I am not ready for that. But
it's only
God,
it's only 9.5 hours, man. It's only 9.5
I
hours.
know, and it's 9.5 hours of just absolutely terrifying bullshit. I'm not going to enjoy it,
Dude,
but
I gotta tell
I
you,
will tough through it because I have played all of the Resident Evils up to that point, and I'm glad that they went the direction they did with 7, but they did it too well. Fuck them. Fuck those guys.
dude, the VR demo is you sitting at the kitchen table, and there's just like grossness and like cooked flesh and all that all around you,
Yep.
and you sit there for like 2 minutes.
Nope.
And then it's just this eerie music and all this building, and nothing happens, right? Nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, from the side view, fingers come around your vision.
Yeah. It's like
Fuck, dude.
It's like that meme I've seen floated around a little bit. It's like, oh, my little sister wanted to try out the VR headset, so I finally let her do it, and he's holding fucking Resident Evil 7
yeah,
up.
that little kid
Yeah.
be scarred for fucking life.
Dude, scarred for fucking life. She'll never sleep again. Like,
But I'm looking forward to it, man. I love Halloween. I love the spooky time. So,
yeah.
I figured when I put together this list, I did it with the randomizer, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man, fucking Steamy's in a good mood today because we covered some psychological horror. We covered some, like, intense terror. We covered some, like, dark vampire type stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other two games are going to be surprises. Who the fuck knows what they're about?
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Oh, well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. I do believe that I am going to be guesting on the JRPG report soon. I recorded a little audio wrap-up thing for him to put up there about Persona 4 Golden. I kept it short, only about 5 minutes, because I know he said he wanted to have me on to talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know when he's going to be releasing that, but it will be coming out soon, so I will keep you guys posted on that. Other than that, anything else, brother?
No, not looking forward to the month of October. Like, I mean, I love Halloween, but I can't do the horror genre very well. Like, so
Well,
this will be interesting for sure.
hey
I'll
man,
probably cry a couple times,
I'll give
and
you the benefit of if you need to just watch me play it on Discord, we can do that.
dude, I can't even watch horror movies. What makes you think I'm going to be able to watch you play on Discord?
Because you'll get to see me suffer.
Yeah, fair enough.
You
Fair enough.
if it gets too intense, you can just look at me shitting my pants, and you'll
Yeah,
be.
fair enough.
Well, in that case, if you want to find us on social media, you can go to facebook.com/the Steam Machine Podcast, or you can catch us over on Twitter, where they are more accepting, at Steam_podcast. And I haven't made an Instagram, but I've been thinking about it. You know, it's just
Yeah.
another access to out there. You can go to YouTube, go on YouTube and search the Steam Machine Podcast. You can find us on there if you want to see video versions of this and Ryan's beautiful face and my ugly mug.
Maybe we should do quick TikTok videos too. Just like flash a screen of the
I don't want to
game we
flash
just
anybody.
played and be like, "No, goddamn it!" Just like, "Oh, here's the cover art for the game we just played. This game sucks. Fuck off, Corpse Party." Like, I don't know. We'll jump on it. Anything that seems to be the trend, we'll probably be following. But
Yes, sir. And I don't know where you're hearing this, but you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and like we said, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere that you get your podcasts. We appreciate you guys listening. Means a lot. If you want to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
And I think that about does it, man. So this week's Steam Machine Podcast, he's Ryan. I'm Dalton. And as always, guys, take it easy.